Hey, welcome to Technical Difficulties, our lazy Sunday edition. Player 2, welcome.
What's up? What's up? Oh, hang on.
It's a good frame for it to stop on.
Yeah, but the camera, looks better now.
We'll just zoom out a little bit. No one will notice.
It still shows neither just only the middle strip. Nothing that's in front of me and not my full head. So yeah, we're on technical difficulties. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the name.
Just change the resolution of the camera to a 4:3 format.
Who do we got here? We got Blasto here in the comments. Jay's here, back 7. How you guys doing? Yep, it is. I like it. Thanks to Caleb for putting that together for us.
Yeah, I think I will put the camera focus on my audio equipment.
So tell everyone what you had planned for today.
So yeah, for today I planned on actually recording some synths. So yeah, I've been trying to use my sampler for the last couple days. So yeah, it's my Roland SP404 SX. It's just a sampler, and we have
no smoking in here.
Buttons like that one that I can't smoking in here because I have my audio interface completely used for every other device.
You like can't monitor what you're doing?
Yeah, that actually totally sucks.
That should be interesting. So it sounds good on this end. It's a little louder than the microphone volume.
Yeah, I can bring it in.
That was a shit idea. That was a shit idea, Pass Michael, and I hate you forever.
That's the sample from the latest video from Michael Reeves, where he just says that, but it's pitched down, so it sounds more vaporwavy. It's kind of ridiculous, and I think I'm never going to use it anywhere. This is
no smoking in
Ace from Cowboy Bebop. Saying no smoking in here, which is a lie, I guess. Then I have some German Misato samples from Evangelion. And I have my cork case with some drums. Those help me kind of keep the speed, which is 95 BPM.
95, that's all? You're not going for the 140 happy hardcore?
Yo, I'm trying to produce vaporwave, not techno. But sometimes that happens by accident.
Blur the lines, you know?
Yeah.
There's such subtle differences between all the genres.
That's true.
Well, I mean, we're just hanging out. I've got some soldering to do. I think got like 3 people watching. If you want to just start mixing, go for it. I would just turn down the master volume a hair so that it's not too much louder than the microphone volumes.
Okay. Yeah, I can deactivate my microphone over here. So
you could probably get a pretty good feedback effect going if you had it playing off your microphone and the...
Oh yeah, definitely. Hold up. I have this one. And you probably want to hear this one.
It's like every time MSG uses open back headphones.
Yeah. I also have like a funny one. I don't know.
I should be kind of down pitched now.
Yeah, this thing has a list of 24 effects, but also has an isolator and other stuff. So yeah, 24 effects on one button, and additionally 5 other.
Nice and like I can't hear myself, but I know how it sounds because I've playing around since.
Kind of sound like Adrian the Giant.
Who's that?
You don't know? Well, he's
No.
dead now, but Andre the Giant, one of the few giants that was living on the planet at the moment. I'll send you the link if you're curious. Interesting fella.
Like one of the tallest guys around, or what?
Yeah, just an actual giant,
Huh.
like from Lord of the Rings kind of giant.
Interesting. Oh, this guy. Yeah, I know him. I think I've seen him in the Guinness World Records book. Probably.
Yeah, so if you want to just, if you want to just play something for a bit,
Sure.
go for it.
Definitely.
I'm just going to get started on this soldering project.
Before I start, I think I have to kind of think how I'm managing my audio, because
Probably going to want to be able to monitor yourself, right?
Yeah, definitely, but I also would like to hear you, and you also would not like to hear yourself.
That's okay. How about for the time being, I'll just mute my mic and
Okay, sure.
You can just let you play. We can use the private chat, so I can just ping you there when we want to switch back. But
okay,
why don't you just go for it for like 20, 30 minutes?
Sure. Yeah, and after those minutes, I think I go to bed because it's 2 a.m. and I have to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, no home office, but work without sleep. So yeah, I'll just rearrange my audio.
Cool. And while he's getting that set up, I'm going to set up for a couple little things to solder up, get going. Been working on some CircuitPython projects. Just starting to learn CircuitPython. Never played with it before. It's not too bad when there's enough example code, but when you're just going from scratch, it's pretty rough. I'm going to have to actually crack open a book. Also been playing with this printer, making some bootleg Transmetropolitan stickers. So many new toys and so much time in the day to play with them.
That was a shit idea, Pass Michael, and I hate you forever. That was a shit idea, Pass Michael, and I hate you forever.
me now? You can hear me now, right? I think I got it. Awesome. Yeah, I think yeah. I think I should kinda go to bed because it's like 3 a.m. in 20 minutes.
Oh, I was muted. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, it sounded good though. You should do this again next time when you're not as tired.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll see if
probably
YouTube gives
not.
us a copyright strike for some original creations.
Yeah, that's kind of fortunate because a friend of mine also streams on Twitch, and yeah, copyrighted music is really a thing. So there is like one artist that sounds okayish, and yeah, he just has a music playlist of one artist, and that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky now, really being able to find any kind of music to put on your videos.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for playing though. That was fun. Definitely
I
should
have
do
some
this again. Actually, it'd be kind of great if you did that for all of them. Just have it playing in the background.
Sure. Maybe I record some longer sessions, because there are a few actually a few virtual clubs. I think there's one in Berlin called Post Club, and they try to set up. Whoops. No pop protection on this mic. They tried to put up a virtual disco first before they. Let me get this one. So they kind of tried to establish a club and a small community. And if the pandemic is over one day in Germany, they'll open, or they plan to open, a club in Berlin. And currently they are looking for people who can play live sets from home. And now that I have all this equipment, I maybe should kind of record myself doing stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun anyway. And if you record some of these, maybe you could send it in to them, try and get on the show.
Yeah, and there currently are also a few cassette labels. As you might know, I listen to cassettes with Vaporwave. I still have a tape recorder or cassette player, which has to be repaired. It's very old. It's like from my mom, and it's kind of not working at the moment, but it's quite a piece of work to get to work. Yeah, there we go. So that's I have all my other cassettes at my other place. Because yeah, I still live at home and for the next month. So yeah, I'll be moving out soon. So yeah, I'll be busy soon enough. But there are a few cassette labels as well that have open commissions for tracks. And that's actually the main reason why I have all this stuff on my floor right now. Because a cassette label called First Class Collective on Bandcamp is having open commissions for a charity cassette, and yeah, it would be very lovely to have a track on there. Because
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
yeah,
I subscribe to Bandcamp, get new tracks from them every couple weeks, and it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, Bandcamp is full of good stuff. A lot of cassettes I buy are actually from Bandcamp. So yeah, probably the majority of cassettes I own.
Yeah, well, that'd be cool. You should definitely try, and if you want to test out some new tracks and stuff on us, we can be your guinea pig audience.
Yeah, I spent the last 2 days. I think I'm going to turn off my subs. So hold up. Should be like this. May sound more clear. I don't know.
It sounds different. Now it sounds like you're talking through a walkie-talkie.
Oh, that's
It's
not good.
Bad. It's not bad. It's different.
Yeah, different is okay, but let's leave it like this. Does it still sound bad?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my lighting is odd today. So I just have this one lamp in my room currently to light my setup. Yeah. What the last thing today I'm gonna do is record a 3-minute piece of this, what I just did, and call it a track that I'm going to submit for this one charity cassette.
Nice. Yeah, that would be cool.
I still have to hope that there is room for my track on the cassette. So yeah, maybe there are too many artists that are way better than I am, which is possible. And yeah, there's still a chance that I'm not on the cassette. Yeah. Speaking of Transmetropolitan, because you mentioned that earlier, I have my pin right here.
I was out and about today. Went to a few comic book shops, and I got something you might recognize.
Whoa! Got the whole comics.
Yeah, well, they're really just reprints, but they're quite nice, and they're only $1 a piece or $2. So
no,
I got
still have something physical of those because I just have the webcomic and that's it.
Yeah, these first ones I've actually bought. Well, I think I might already have this one, but yeah, they had a stack of them at one of the shops. They actually had some at all the different places, but I didn't really want the omnibus, the large books.
Yeah, the
Not as
large
much
book.
fun. You
I
know, you
think
don't
the thing
get
that
the cover art. You know.
yeah, I just have those pins, and I bought 12 of them, so it makes kind of sense to even ship to Germany because they're actually from the US.
Yeah, I think I saw the same seller when I was looking on eBay earlier.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you. Maybe that's why, but I don't know.
You know, I had to go find it for a US shop because the one you sent me was like in a different language.
Yeah, it's the German eBay. Sure. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm taking it out of the plastic. It's not mint anymore.
Oh
I
no.
just decreased its value from $1 to 50 cents.
Comic books, man. I only own like 3 comics, and the one is pretty obscure. It's like Batman versus Spider-Man.
I don't have too many.
Neither.
Yeah, I'll grab one I've got here on the wall.
I think the coolest one that the coolest comic that I won, actually. I know he's not having his headphones on. So let's just wait a second.
I just stick them on the wall with blue tack,
Yo.
like blue putty, you know.
Yeah.
So I just stick the plastic, the plastic sheet, right, with just some blue tack.
Makes
It's
sense.
a great way to display them. It costs like nothing. This is I think a fairly funny one. It is Captain Obese.
Oh no. Captain Obese. Yeah, the most obscure comic I own is Batman versus Spider-Man. I have no fucking clue how this comic
Batman versus Spider-Man.
doesn't make sense because DC and Marvel.
So, this one actually, it's actually an old one. It's got that nice feel of those that rough paper.
Awesome. Yeah, the coolest comic I own is Spider-Man Noir. So Spider-Man's actually the villain in the Noir series.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And Spider-Man doesn't look like the casual Spider-Man, because his suit looks more like self-made, but also more noir. So he's wearing a black coat and something like welding goggles under a baklava.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen him is in the new Spider-Man movie that came out last year.
Enter the Spider-Verse or something like that. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. They had Nicolas Cage doing the voice for the Spider Noir.
Yep.
But you know how it is. You can get Nicolas Cage to do any movie. You just got to pay him.
I just read that that Blaster texted me to add some Wii Shop beats to this. Yeah, that's actually an amazing idea, but maybe next time.
Well, the soldering I was doing, that is done, and fired up the code that someone else had put up for the same project that I was working on, and it does not work. Not surprising. There's always some little glitch with these CircuitPython things, it seems.
Oh yeah,
I can show you one thing that I finished the other day, at least just the base software for it. I don't know.
What a tiny screen.
Yeah, it's a tiny 8x8 grid of LEDs, single color, so it's a 64 pixel display. Guess you can't quite see it because it's so bright. I can't get so far. I haven't gotten the brightness adjustment to actually work on this thing. If you could see it, it's a small smiley face drawn on there.
Nice.
I'm just gonna have this thing circle through a bunch of different emojis, and we got a pack of these LD photo resistors. So
Yeah.
it varies the output based on the light input. And I'm going to put one or two of them on this thing so that you can interact with it. Like when you touch it, you cover it, so you're covering the light source. So it'll react to something. Make like a little Tamagotchi type pet, but it's probably going to be a bit simpler than that. We'll see, how far I can get with learning CircuitPython. At the moment, I know virtually nothing. So I managed to get the thing to light up.
I just heard MicroPython, and that's it. I heard that it's a bit more simple than the casual Python, but
I mean, it seems pretty easy overall. As long as the board you get connects over I2C and there's a library built for it, then it's not too bad. Adafruit has pretty much, it's pretty much their thing at this point. They're the ones who are releasing mass amounts of hardware, and they have their libraries for every piece that they release. So
yeah, I think MicroPython actually was made by Adafruit.
Could have been
that, but
hey, we got Blasto joining us in here. Hey,
Uh-oh.
How's it going?
Just hanging in there. I've been sick the last week, so.
Yeah, you got a minor cold.
Yeah, I know. Could be worse. Turned out not to be COVID, so that's good.
That's pretty good.
Quitter talk.
Yeah. So what are you nerds up to?
Yeah, music and MicroPython.
Yeah, some. Let's see if,
what's it called? MicroPython.
What was that?
Is that Micro or CircuitPython?
CircuitPython. Here we go.
Oh, I
Put
said
a little
that's
shade on
happy
it so you
face.
can see the image.
It's a little happy face.
Yes. I got this thing set up with a XIAO board, which is a very, very cheap little board capable of running CircuitPython. Although there's not much storage on it, so you can't fit a lot of libraries on it at once. But so far, it's been working pretty good. Same board that I have inside of this thing here. This is the little stream deck that I put together recently.
Queeb.
Yes. Actually, it's the K-Weeb.
Oh, excuse me.
A weeb, an endearing term for a keyboard enthusiast.
Check out my shirt. It's anime.
Say Valentine.
You got one.
It's one of my favorite shirts, actually. It's from a shop called ndc.exe, and I have to look up if the website is still with .exe or not. But no, it's ndcx.
I was wondering what that. Oh, your knob fell off, Boot. hate when that happens.
I don't have it
got to tighten it down real good.
In place. Yeah, I was taking this thing apart the other night. It's all working now too. Now my coding skills are lacking, so I outsourced this one.
Did you
But,
post it on Reddit's mechanical keyboard thing?
No, why do they have a help group? Because I don't usually find Reddit very helpful.
Oh, I mean, there's like just to make fun of the keyboard people.
Oh,
with
no.
the Queeb.
No, I
the
haven't
K-Weeb.
trolled them yet. But
Quick one.
6677 put together the Arduino sketch for this one for me. And it's great. Right now I've got the 4 MX switches assigned to F20 through F4. And then you can just assign that to whatever you want, like in OBS. I actually was playing with that a little bit earlier. I don't have it connected right now, but
OBS?
yeah, I'm just going straight through StreamYard right now, but I do have it set up for being able to mute the microphone with these buttons, which is kind of nice.
Handy.
Got volume control on here too.
You change
Which is
scenes
also
with
handy.
that too.
But can
Yeah, I just have to figure out what to actually do with the scene on OBS.
Well, I've got one scene for like my top-down camera, one scene for my share screen. Things like that would be pretty helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you need to make a top-down camera booth. That way we can see your soldering. Make those
Yes.
ASMR videos.
I could do that. I just haven't yet. I did order a little light on a fixture on an arm that you can move around up and down and stuff. I figured to that I would just fasten a webcam so that I can swing it over top when I need to and then move it out of the way.
That's a good idea. Otherwise, if you got an extra one of those little mirrorless cameras, because those have a lot better zoom than.
Well,
Yeah.
I do, but I'm going to have to pick up one of the hardwired battery pass-throughs, and I don't have a very wide-angle lens for it, so it's not ideal. So I either have to get a lens for it, which I've got adapters so I can adapt every kind of antique lens there is to it, or just go ahead and get the 930 webcam, the one that everyone has.
I actually bought I bought a new stream cam. They had it at Sam's Club for like $60. So I don't know how I look right now, but it's.
Is that what you're using?
Yeah, their Logi stream cam. It's called. It's supposedly 1080p, 30 frames per second. So.
Oh, there's so much resolution. This is terrible.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's fuzzier than what my phone would do.
Because
it actually looks pretty good. It just looks like you're not in focus.
Yeah. It's supposedly autofocus.
Well, it is. Your wall's in really good focus.
The clock is like.
Yeah, the clock is perfect.
I don't know.
You might have to just actually turn like the little lens on it.
I would have to crack it open for that.
No, there's probably
tools for that.
Yeah, there's probably some control for that because your wall's in really good focus. It actually looks much cleaner than your previous webcam.
Well, yeah, my previous one was the one that was built into my computer, so that's.
You want to see the one with my computer? Hold up.
that one was pretty bad.
My team lead asked me during my application process. Oops, I covered it. Yeah, that's my notebook camera.
Such fidelity.
That's pretty crunchy.
My team lead asked me if that's some anti-facial detection protection.
No, it's just a shitty camera.
It's not just a piece of shit.
I wonder if I just need to move back. Where goes?
Yeah,
it's just
can't hear.
It probably just doesn't work because you're.
I forgot to bring my AirPods in here. I have to use a wired microphone, a wired earbuds like a pleb.
Wired.
Peasants.
I can often replace it. So
yeah, I actually ordered a new microphone today as well.
Really?
Yeah, the toner, I like it fine, but it's very bassy and there's really no adjustments for it.
Hmm.
But the background noise rejection is terrible. It picks up everything. Like if my dog's out in the backyard barking, I can hear it on the mic.
Holy
So
shit. That's what I got my audio interface for. So this piece of tech, it's a Behringer, I don't know, Xenix 302 USB. So I think it's 30 or $40. It has an XLR and a quarter-inch combined jack for microphone in, a 3.5 millimeter for microphone in, and a couple of RCA.
That's all beyond me.
yeah, I was thinking about doing that myself, going with an import card like that. Does it have some adjustments on it for
It has a few.
some compression and stuff?
So yeah, usually I use my big mic that's on my desk, but yeah, I'm on my floor right now with my Tascam DR05X, which is actually my
Sounds
recorder.
pretty good.
Yeah, it has two microphones.
Yeah, the one I ordered up was I caught a new video from Angus, the 3D printing channel, and he had a quick little video about a new microphone he found that was really cheap and sounded really good. So I thought I'd give it a try and buy it quick before it suddenly sold out or tripled in price because it got mentioned on a video.
I kinda have the difference, the opposite thing right here. A friend of mine recommended those studio in-ear monitors, and they were like $20 and 21 euros with the mic on the cable attached. But yeah, so now I have another pair of in-ear headphones. So now I have two cable ones, two wired in-ear headphones, and one true wireless one. And yeah, I still have a bunch of old over-ear headphones. But I think I'm going to go now because I still have to record my stuff and upload it until 6 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. now.
Yeah, it's Monday tomorrow too. You should go to bed.
It's already Monday for him, right?
That's true. Yeah.
It's Monday.
In the future.
I'm probably going to get up in 5 hours.
Cool. Well, thanks for jumping in, and we'll catch up with you next time.
Definitely.
Later.
Bye.
See you next.
But yeah, even with like the toner mic, you can add like compression and stuff with that in OBS, so it's not terrible.
I could play with it more. We'll see how it goes.
Fair enough.
But I know someone who is in need of a microphone like this anyway, so I'll probably pass the toner over to them and use the new one. It was another $30 mic, $25, something like that. Same I paid for the toner.
Yeah, as soon as I bought it, it went on sale like the day after.
I really hate that about the Amazon pricing. Like, you buy something and the next day it'll be like $5 cheaper. Like
I just bitched about it,
off.
and they gave me credit on the, because they say, well, we don't price match, but I'm like, well, come on now. But they gave me like $5 or $10 in promo credit or whatever.
Yeah, those are always interesting. It's like, all right, so it forces you to buy something from them directly.
Yeah. Well, it's still free money. I mean, I'll take it. But, yeah. Like I had to buy a wheelchair for my mom the other day. Oh, very futuristic.
That helps. The studio lights, it's so brutal. Especially on these lazy Sundays. You don't really want the bright light in your face.
Yeah, understandable.
I'm just going to leave these
But
on.
But yeah, I had to buy my mom a wheelchair on Amazon, and it didn't ship for like 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks after, and it was supposed to be, Amazon Prime and whatnot. So they gave me, I talked to them several times, and each time I talked to them, they gave me $50 of promo credit. So I ended up making $150. So I was like, oh, cool.
Well, that's not bad. Yeah, you know what? They've been just terrible. It's like their entire distribution system is just broken right now. It's too bad too, because we all want our instant gratification.
Well, we've kind of come to expect that from Amazon.
Right. That's the trade-off is, you sell your soul and completely collapse all like retail shopping in exchange for instant, everything's supposed to get here immediately. When you have to wait like 3 days, you're like, what's going on? Why is it not here today?
Yeah.
When they rolled out the 1 hour delivery service, that was interesting. Never had any products on it that I would actually want to buy.
Yeah, they have that here too for like grocery items and stuff, but I don't really like the idea of somebody else fingering my groceries before I do. So,
Yeah, the grocery getters from like from the local grocers too. It's pretty bad. They just take like whoever the worst employee at the store is the one that gets stuck running around looking for the different groceries, and they handle everything.
And they don't wash their hands ever.
And when would they have a chance to?
Well, especially after they pee in their Amazon pee bottle, splashback. It just adds flavor. Yeah.
Well, I was kind of bored today, so I went and hit up every comic book and comic book / record shop within about 10-mile radius. It's kind of nice just to get out, look at some random things. I don't know if you saw picked up some these Transmetropolitan comics. They're just like the cheap little reprints. Nothing great, but still fun to get a hold of. Especially
comics
for like
cool.
$1 or $2 a piece.
That's not bad. I tried getting into comics when I forget when the one of the universes reset or something. Like they started Batman over, and I figured that would be a good time to get in. It was a couple of years ago now, I think, but I maybe got like 6 comics into it, and I'm like, I don't know. Never really been into comics too much, sadly. But
there's a nice ad for Jet Set Radio Future.
Oh, that's really cool. I love that game. It had a great soundtrack too.
Inside of these comics, these cheap comic books.
It had a great soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I played that so much. It's one of the few games that I actually have for my Sega Dreamcast. I mean, it's really the only way to play it too, because it runs terrible on emulation.
Yeah.
I was looking at some VMUs today, because the one I've got is just the typical whitish gray color, and it's pretty banged up. And I want to try and find one of the clear cases for that.
You should check out Amazon. Oddly enough, they had new in box.
Yeah. I just didn't want to pay.
I only paid like $15 for one. For a new in box. Granted, that was a couple years ago too.
25, 35 when I was looking the other day.
It's not terrible.
Well, it's not terrible, but
considering it's new in box.
Well, it's not just new; it's like reproduction. It's was kind of hoping to get one of the originals. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just no luck though. They're all the ones they had in the shop are just really banged up. And then I saw clear blue, and it's the one I wanted, and I go and pick it up, and it's a memory card. It's just the memory card, not the VMU. I was like, damn, like the exact color I wanted for it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if on Instagram, if you'd ever hit up Marky Pie. He's one of my friends online. He does. I'm pretty sure that's like all he does for like a business is just make, like circuit gems and circuit swords and mods and stuff like that. But he
assembles them and sells them as finished units.
Yeah. He must buy up like hundreds of kits from Kite when he sells them. But he's a really cool guy.
It's his fault that they're never available.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that they have enough stock, but
I saw something kind of interesting at one of the game shops today. Those the mod where they take the Nintendo DS and then remove the top screen.
Mm-hmm. The Game Boy Macro.
And then add the little bar with the LED across where the hinges. They were actually selling finished units at this game shop. They had like 4 of them in the case, all different colors, different color bars. Not even too expensive. They're going for like $70, and for having already done the work. And they were in nice shape too. I thought that was pretty cool.
Have you seen any of Boxy Pixel? Any of his stuff?
No.
He does. If you look him up on Instagram, his stuff is amazing. He does all CNC machined cases and whatnot, and he has one for the Game Boy Macro, and it's just gorgeous. It's like anodized aluminum. They're really, really pretty.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff. I wanted to buy one of his shells for the Game Boy Color, but that just cranks it way up, and he's seemingly always out of stock of the Game Boy Color ones. So
yeah, I mean it's a popular one. Wow, that's crazy looking.
Yeah. Plus they're pre-done on the inside for the better screens, like I did to my Game Boy. I think he does like Funny Playing, and I want to say Freckle Shack is another screen mod that he supports.
You could get machined metal buttons.
Yep.
Well, that sounds pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, there's also another guy I follow on Instagram. I forget who it was, but he makes buttons out of bullets, like the back side of a bullet. That's another thing that I've seen.
The shell.
Yeah. But yeah,
these are pretty cool.
Yeah, Boxy Pixel does a lot of cool stuff.
Oh, he's even got game cartridge, machine metal game cartridges. Wow.
Yep, and his unhinged Game Boy SP, Game Boy Advance SP, is really nice looking too.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. What even is this? So
it's basically just a shell with no hinge. Turns it into into a.
So it's a Game Boy format.
Yeah.
So instead of
the clamshell, yeah. What I wish though is it would have had the cartridge, because it still remains with the cartridge on the bottom. I would have preferred it if it was able to be rotated the other direction so that it would be on the top.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One thing I've always hated about the Game Boy Advance, especially with the SP, is when you put like an older Game Boy cartridge in, they stick out so much, and I just always hated that. But if you had to go in the other direction, you wouldn't really see it so much, and it wouldn't be so much of an issue. But
yeah, I always liked the Game Boy SP. I thought that was, one of the better ones that they made.
Yeah, especially once they redid the screen in it in the later revisions, those are far superior. They actually had backlit screens instead of side lit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, more things I want to buy, but I won't. Damn it. Why you gotta show me this? Now I want custom machine buttons for the the RG 351P that's getting delivered today.
Yeah. If you want more custom buttons, Matt Farmer over at Akuma Mods, he does a lot of custom buttons too. Although I'm pretty sure you could do those too, because he uses the resin stuff too. So
yeah, I could always just resin print up some stuff. It's pretty easy thing to accomplish.
I think Retro CNC was another one, if I'm remembering correctly. Let me look it up and see if that was it or not. Because that was another one that does machine buttons.
So the project that I was soldering up there and trying to get the CircuitPython to run on, this is part of the battery monitoring system that I'm putting together for a little custom power system. Pretty much any 1S, single cell LiPo battery will work here. This little board just keeps track of the voltage curve as it's dropping and gives you a fairly accurate estimate of how much power is left. Plus,
Nice.
It's got a output pin that you can set to trigger at a particular voltage. So like when you reach the point where you'd like to shut it off, let's say maybe 3 volts or 3.2 volts, even if you want to really preserve the battery so you get more recharges out of it, or if you want to, just run it down till right before the built-in circuit cuts out. So run it till like 2.8 volts, and then have the trigger pin go, which will trigger a safe shutdown
Very nice.
in the Raspberry Pi. So that way you've got your, you don't just leave the thing running to the point where it's completely dead. Might even have it trigger, a little bit higher up and make it so that way it turns itself off, but you could still turn it back on and have, like 20 minutes battery left for later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with this project, I picked up a Featherwing because the demo code someone had put together required some libraries that were only available on a select number of these feather boards. Not all of the Adafruit libraries are available on every board, like the XIAO that I got. It just doesn't have the memory available, so it doesn't have a lot of these different things available. So right now, this setup, it's kind of too expensive. 25 for this guy, 10 for this. I don't know, another 15 or 20 for the display. But as a, just getting it started, just testing it out, I wanted to go with the easiest possible route to hopefully get it up and running quickly to make sure it all works the way I want. And then I can work on, getting a little better price for everything. Like this display, I really don't need the Adafruit version.
Adafruit's
they
their
have the
displays
nice,
are pretty expensive.
yeah, I mean, they have the library and it's easy to work with, but this is just a 128 by 64 OLED, so you can pick these up for about $1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure their library works with the third-party ones too.
It does, because it has no way of knowing the difference.
Yeah.
So like I said, for now, I just use this one because everything was, ready to go with it.
I'm pretty sure I used when I was testing out that little OLED screen that I had when I was going to put it in the keyboard of metal when I was making it. I'm pretty sure I used their library, and I know it wasn't an Adafruit product. It was like $5 on eBay or something like that. So.
Yeah, and I have other STM32 boards with OLEDs built in, which it even has like a LoRaWAN chip on board. That thing was only like $20, and it even has a lithium battery charger and lots of stuff on board. So yeah,
Nice.
for the final version of this thing, definitely won't use all Adafruit parts. The this thing here, the LC709203, the LiPo monitor, that is a Adafruit part, and I definitely will use that for the rest of this.
What was this going to be again? Did you say it was a little Tamagotchi like kind of thing, or?
No, not for this one. This is the battery monitoring circuit for kind of a standalone battery system for the Cyberdecks. So
Okay.
you've got your battery, maybe you want to put one of these bigger ones in it, like a 10,000 milliamp, or a couple of them in parallel. And you feed that to the LiPo monitor, feed that into whether it's the Featherwing or just any CircuitPython compatible board, or if you might end up running it on a Arduino sketch, doesn't really matter. That will output to the LCD, or maybe one of these little grid LEDs, or somewhere around here I've got a bar graph, a 24 LED bar graph, which I think would be the most interesting looking.
Yeah, those are cool. Those little bar graph ones.
Yeah, and it does 3 colors. You get like red, yellowish, orange, and green. I just think it'd be kind of nice just as like a health bar, just green and then drop down to like yellow and then drop to red. And so just an output so when your battery's about to die, and have the pin that triggers the safe shutdown as well. So you put that together, the battery, a boost board, whichever one you want, won't really matter. A couple switches, and maybe solder it all together using a little bit of proto board so that it's nice and clean and tidy. And then,
nice.
3D print a case for it, and, just make something that's a little easier to put together and hopefully reasonable in price, something that everyone will be able to use to just make it easier to power up their portable projects. As it is, everyone keeps trying to interface the battery monitoring directly into the Pi. You've got to run some script. You've got to have Python installed. You've got to, do a bunch of stuff and that's fine. That's great if you have a Raspberry Pi, but there are other SBCs out there. I've got one right here that I really want to use, but it is just a.
Is that one of those little compute sticks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this thing's just, it's an x86 board. There's no GPIO. If I've got to, attach another device to it and then come up with some other software to run on it, it's always having to redo this every time you have a new system. If you're running Windows or Linux, or if a new kernel comes out, something breaks. What I want is just something self-contained, directly attached to the battery, that can, tell me what the voltage is, tell me what the percentage is left of the power.
Yeah, independently.
Just something to glance at. I mean, let's be honest. It's not like we're using these things for 12 hours straight and, need, accurate battery monitoring and power regulation and, economy mode and stuff like laptops. Really, we just need to turn the thing on and know if the battery's about to die so we can shut it off before the SD card gets corrupted. Yeah. So with this setup, that's pretty much what I'm going for. Some nice bright LED, something that'll look neat and, give me a readout, and then I can just plug in anything to it.
Yeah, then all we got to do next is just design a CM4 board. And
exactly. And then, integrate some of this stuff into it. I mean, this one from Adafruit, hopefully they'll have these in stock for a long time to come. It's actually pretty useful. While I don't have it running with the external screen right now, I do have it working off the serial console, right off the computer. and it's pretty cool. You get a percentage, you get a voltage readout. You can, do plenty with that.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
then SparkFun has a similar LiPo tracker that I want to pick up, and that one works a little differently. That one is a column counter, and what it does is it actually tracks the current as it's flowing, so it keeps count of the current you've drawn from the battery, and you tell it how much capacity the battery has to begin with. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you start from 100% charge, and it keeps very accurate count of everything. All in all, in the end,
keep it in when you turn it off, though. I mean,
it's all.
I suppose it wouldn't really need its own battery. It's connected to one.
It is, and I think it keeps count either way, even if you disconnect power from it.
Oh, okay.
Both boards do the exact same thing. They both output virtually the same information, and they should both be roughly equal as far as being accurate. So at least there's two sources available for two very similar boards that could be used going forward. I decided to try the Adafruit one just because, and I've got the SparkFun one showing up here sometime in a week or two, so we'll give that one a try. But yeah, hopefully this project works out. I mean, I know it will. It's pretty simple. It already works over the serial console, and now it's just a matter of. Well, I was gonna actually try and write the code and get this all figured out on my own, but luckily a couple people have already done the exact same thing I'm working on, and there's really no reason to reinvent the wheel. So just gonna get their code running and leave it at that. But yeah, it should be a good one. What other projects that I got going here? I guess I've got a few I've been playing with. Got
What's that?
stickers here.
Ooh.
This is just a little battery pack. Someone in the group recommended it, and this thing's actually pretty cool. You output 12 volt, 9 volt, and 5 volt all at the same time. It can charge off 12 volt with pass through, or 5 volt, but without any pass through power.
It's pretty nice.
It's meant to be a UPS. It's like a miniature UPS to stick on your cable router or something. Turn it on, and it actually stays on even when you don't have a load on it, unlike all those other cell phone chargers that just turn themselves off automatically.
Yeah.
And it's got nice. A press again to turn it off. I popped it open too, and it's just 4 18650s in here, running in a 2 parallel 2 series format. It's not much smaller than this case though, so I doubt I'll take the case off to put it in something else. I think it'll be more useful just leaving it as is. I might swap out the 18650s in here though. They're only like
26 650s.
Well, I could go that route, but there's some Panasonic cells that do 3500 milliamp. It's like 3550 milliamp, and these are only 2500 or 2200, something like that. So I could swap out the cells and get a much higher capacity. Sometime in the future, maybe one of these days. But yeah, the stickers on here, got distracted. This ridiculously cute looking printer is just the cheapest one that I could find. I guess this color doesn't sell very well. This thing's kind of neat. You just turn it on. It's got a battery. It's supposed to be a battery that's good enough to get through like 4 whole rolls of this printer paper, and the paper I've got loaded up is sticky backed, so and glossy, so it's just make your own stickers.
So it connects to your phone then or something, or?
Yeah, I don't even know if it can work like plugged into the computer. I tried plugging it in and it just pops up saying like USB device unidentified. Couldn't find any drivers for it.
Kind of like the Game Boy printer almost.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It's a thermal printer.
Yeah.
But it works great. I'm really quite impressed with it for being a $15 item. And there are some nicer ones, like this one's a 200 DPI resolution over a 53 millimeter wide sheet. And they do make a version that's 300 DPI over the same width. So that would be significantly sharper image. Let's see if we can
I
get
think
this
part of the
image.
charm of that kind of thing, though, is the low quality.
Well, yeah, but it'd be nice if it was just a hair better. The main problem is that this app doesn't allow you to slow down the print enough. And then you also have you're not going to see these very clearly, but it works better as it starts to heat up. So after you've ran a couple, then the heating element has picked up enough temperature to actually start getting some good contrast on it.
Okay.
But it takes quite a few prints before they start looking good, which is another annoying thing. I think it's probably just a little bit underpowered is one of the problems with it.
I wonder if you printed a solid black image first instead of
I
a
did
sticker.
print some solid black earlier. Yeah, that's a good idea though. As a just to get it going. Wonder if I have. Of course, I can just take a picture with my hand over the lens. There we go. Got a nice dark image to print. Such a smart idea.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
I was supposed to pay you?
I'll give you that one pro bono. Don't worry. It's on the house.
The app for this thing is a bit clunky and difficult to use, but that's what you get when it's the cheapest thing available. Yeah, it's
stripes there.
it just kind of struggles a bit. Once I was printing a bunch of stuff earlier though, and it really started to look good. Kind of hard to say exactly what's going on with this thing, but yeah, fun little toy. I also got myself some glossy, waterproof photo paper with the adhesive back. And so I'm going to be printing off a few stickers of my own. Cool. I do have some from earlier, though. Let's see if I can actually see. And they came out pretty good. Pretty decent detail on it. Ran off a stack of these.
Those look good.
Yeah. And yeah, the contrast really does pick up a bit once you're printing a bunch of them. I tried different settings on it and ended up with a lot of them that are kind of very distorted, but kind of like those anyway.
Yeah. Like I said, part of the charm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to some extent, it's just a kind of a cheap little gimmick, but it's kind of fun too. You can just print off a sticker or two. In Transmetropolitan, which is what this sticker design is from, these stickers are given away from a handheld printing device, although it's kind of shaped more like a gun, and you squeeze the trigger and it just shoots out the stickers. But this is pretty close to that same experience, what they're doing in the comic.
You have a tattoo of that too, don't you? I think
I do.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. Been
Nice.
Redoing the yellow on that slowly. Didn't come out very good when I got it done, but it's looking pretty decent now, nice and bright.
Yeah, it looks good.
Just been printing off random little things. Fun to play with. Printed some of the. Well, actually, I don't see this at all. But this is Raul's Cyberdeck Cafe graphic, which is up on the Redbubble. It's gonna be hard to see any of these, but sometimes it kind of skips and glitches, which I actually really like. These are this is a photograph of the Virtue Scope, the sticker balming I did across the bottom of it.
Oh, okay.
As its own little collage of stickers. I think it looks pretty good.
Yo,
Almost-
dog, I heard you like stickers.
You know, it's fun. It's something worth collecting. You can always find a use for them. They're a good way to hold the Cyberdeck together after dropping it.
Yeah.
Be hard to see it as well, but I also did some of the stuff from Ghost in the Shell. This one's the I'd pretend I was one of the. Thought I'd
Deaf
pretend I was one of
mutes.
those deaf mutes today. Yeah,
I should
Actually,
watch that. That was a good
wanted
show.
to get that tattooed, but the text is so small it just wouldn't work.
I mean, you can get it bigger, you know.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me either. That's not something worthy of like taking the whole shoulder. I only have one shoulder left. This arm's completely covered up the sleeve, so
Put it over one boob area.
what?
Put it over one boob area. Just like right there in your chest.
Yeah, I already have tattoos here though.
Oh, okay. I miss getting tattoos. I was supposed to. This arm is supposedly going to turn into a 8-bit sleeve, but kind of like a collage kind of a sleeve, and
Yeah, it's already pretty full. What were you thinking of filling it with?
well, just some more. Like the bottom part was going to be like the low, pixely kind of 8-bit stuff, and then as it moved up, it would get higher pixels until it would be like actual drawn art on the top. And kind of have like a, on the shoulder, I was thinking of like having like several characters, like, I don't know, Wario and Samus and Link and things like that, and like a Ginyu Force kind of a pose.
Don't you already have a Wario tattoo on there?
No, I don't.
No, I thought you did.
Mm-mm.
You have a Mario tattoo?
I've got I don't know if you can see it, I've got the player character and Pikachu from Yellow, some, there we go.
It's always so hard to actually show these things.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They could use some touching up. It's been a long time. I got a Superstar and a Totodile.
Oh, those are all really good, though.
Yeah, the artist I had here in Pewaukee in Pewaukee, Wisconsin is pretty good. He's good at line art. He did this too. Here we go.
Yeah, I unfortunately got a couple bad ones that need a bit of work. This the stair stepping here, it just didn't work out. It just did not heal up. Skin was too torn up from the work they were doing. So a bit of color, a bit of line work,
Yeah.
pretty much redo it. I actually had that one done at the same time as the smiley. I try and have them all kind of fit together. Yeah, got a few more I want to get done. I actually want to do the Kappa logo, the skull cup.
That would be
It's actually
pretty cool.
something I drew with the intention of getting it as a tattoo, and I decided that I liked it as the logo for the cafe.
We should all get them, the whole mod staff.
Mandatory.
Yes. Just like in that
Force you to
was
get
that?
my brand.
It was like in that movie. I forget which one. Hostel, I think. They all had the little doggy, for killing people or something. I don't remember.
I don't know. John Wick, they all have their tattoos. The assassins, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes, we can
be
get our
down to get one.
gang, our nerd gang tattoos.
I'd be down. I've got a dick bud tattooed on my ass. I'm not going to show that one, though.
No, you're not.
Demonetized.
Someday I'll be able to get monetized just so I can be demonetized. That's the dream, Anyone else still out there with us in the chat? It's gotten quiet.
I don't know.
I wouldn't expect anyone to. It's not like a exciting day. This is the lazy Sunday, Nothing's
True.
going on. Nothing's happening.
You can see behind me what I've been kind of working on.
Is that a Bob Ross?
No, I found on YouTube. Here, I can get like the picture of it and show you. It was kind of like a sunset scene with like some palm trees in front of it. And I don't do well with 2D artwork at all. I can't draw. I can't, it's like 3D I can do, like sculpture and stuff like that.
What about like using a ruler and do grids on there and then paint in the pixels? Do some like pixel art on top of the background.
This is what I was going for, but
right.
I clearly did not hit the mark on that at all.
It's just not done yet.
This is like the third try. I've got another canvas kind of on the floor back here. Just kind of drawing out. I just paint over it with some white gesso and start over.
No famous painter paints something once. They usually do it like 7 times over top, and that's after they've already thrown out a couple canvases.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be I just want something that's not hideous. But like I said, I don't do 2-dimensional artwork well at all. I never have. I did ceramics in college and sculpture and stuff that I could do no problem, but 2-dimensional shit is.
Bob Ross video.
I was actually at Barnes & Noble earlier, and I looked. They had a Bob Ross magazine, and they showed his like techniques and whatnot in there, and I was like,
people always make fun of the guy, but they were great paintings, and to knock out something that looks pretty decent in 20 minutes, it takes some skill. It's kind of like those paintings that people do down at the boardwalk at the beach.
Yeah, he would do an entire series in one day when he filmed, like the entire season, like one after the other. So the fact that he could do that and not,
Well, those paintings, he would just give them away, or they'd go in a storage box. They've never been auctioned off. They've never been put
they
up.
They have a gallery, actually. It was in that magazine that I was reading. Mm-hmm. I think it was in somewhere out east. They had a gallery showing of his stuff. So.
Yeah, it's one of the few, I think, famous artists that's, you can't just go and buy them, or at least not many of them.
Yeah.
I guess he was never actually interested in, or never thought his stuff was really that good.
He just did it for the fun of it. He didn't even get paid for doing the TV show. He just did that for free. So,
there's some merch you can get. Like they have a pretty nice like painter's kit. Kind of a newbie kit that comes with everything.
He made his money on the supplies. But I'm doing acrylic.
Hair products.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should have had his own line of hair products,
Yeah. Yeah, it would have sold well. Not something I would use or could use.
Well, you could use some, some beard balm, some beard oil.
Have a fro come out of my chin. Yeah.
You just like grow it out and like wrap it up around the top.
Ultimate comb over.
This is the Trump 2.0.
Do you ever see some of those beards, like from those like contests or whatever? Like have like beard sculptures. And there's
Those
like
are
windmills and
they're
all
pretty
kinds of
amazing.
other.
Like
Yeah.
one of them I really like is the Cthulhu, and it's like
I've
all
seen
these
that.
like branching out. Yeah, that one's great. That must be at least 5 years worth of growth right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. One of my friends has competes in like beard competitions. It's just like down to like belly button, and it's pretty amazing. But
Yeah, I can never do that. I get impatient and just cut off all my hair every once in a while.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's hot out here. This is called a summer cut.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still nice and cool out here, though.
So what are you going to do with that painting you got back there? You're going to keep painting over it?
Probably
until you
gonna
get
paint. I'm gonna paint over it white again and then start over.
it? Not the whole thing white, though, right? Like
Yeah.
you're just doing the sections that you want to redo.
Well, I'm gonna just redo everything because to do a gradient like that, you need it wet to blend. So once it dries, you can't really, go back and redo it. So I'm just gonna keep redoing it until there's 18 layers of paint on there, and the canvas weighs 20 pounds. But
What are you painting with?
it's just acrylics. It's like the basics, the Liquitex basics. I actually bought that set of paint for some plastic geese that I printed for my mom. I still have to paint those. But
I really like those paints, but they're a little hard to work with straight out of the bottle. There's some it's kind of like a stabilizer material that you mix in with it. It slows it down so they don't dry up as quick.
the medium or whatever it is.
Yeah, the medium.
Yeah.
If you use that definitely improves, makes it a lot easier to paint with.
Yeah, or just use oils. Oils take forever to dry.
Yeah, and they're expensive and very toxic.
True. Yeah, it's true. But, the more toxic it is, the better it works. So.
Yep, just like with lead solder, gotta have the lead for it to actually work.
Yeah. I mean, you're not really breathing the lead in. That's really the fumes are just from rosin. So it's not, unless you're like chewing on the solder as you do it, you should be fine.
I mean, don't lick your fingers when you're soldering.
Yeah.
The lead poisoning isn't really a problem as an adult. It's when you're exposed to it as a child that causes the majority of the issues.
Yeah, especially from the delicious paint chips. Yeah.
Although I did start soldering when I was like 7, so maybe that's part of part of the problem.
But,
well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. We're just about
sounds good.
2 hours, and no one's watching anyway. So
it's getting late. It's already 9 o'clock. So
9 o'clock? What? It's only 7.
Well, in my time zone.
Well,
my
you're in
dimension.
the future. So.
I am. Poor player 2 is already halfway through tomorrow. Poor guy.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna stay up the whole time and just have to go to work with us.
He swallowed it. Future swallowed an air gun pellet when he was 5. Nice. Did you see? It was there was one thing, I think it was on Instagram, I saw it, about a guy who went in to get a lung tumor removed, and it turned out to be like a plastic piece of corn or something that he breathed in as a child. Like it was just like a little toy, like little ear of corn or something. I don't remember what it was exactly. Could have been a horse or something. I don't know. Something like that. But it was just some toy that he breathed in as a child.
Probably stuck it up his nose.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
I mean, I've got some stories, and it's not about, people sticking stuff up their nose.
Yeah, nurses always have the best stories.
You'd be surprised what people put up there. The best one was the snow globe. Played You Are My Sunshine.
Yeah, you'll never forget that one.
Yeah.
And on that fine note, this has been our lazy Sunday, and try and get back to the regular streams here. Just, you know how it is, work gets in the way. We'll probably be cutting it down to just one live stream, and then we've got some recorded videos coming up. So, you know, for the 5 people still watching, make sure you come back for the next ones.
Yeah, I'll be probably cutting down my streams that I did for the Game Boy mod too, and turning that into a video.
Yeah, that'd be good. You know, there might already be a million how-to videos on every subject, but that doesn't mean, you know, you can't have one more.
Yeah.
Yours might be better or have some other useful info. Plus, you know, there's always someone new. There's always,
True.
You
could do a stream on your
every day.
On your circuit gem when it comes. That would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take it all apart and put it back together. Pretend like I hadn't been playing on it. I was actually kind of hoping that the RK351 would show up. Been waiting on that to get delivered today, and I was hoping to show up early enough that I could just, you know, show how to set that thing up from opening the box to playing a game on it.
Yeah, that one that MSG got looked pretty cool. Kind of like a
that's
giant
the one
Game Boy Micro.
from Waveshare. It looks like the Game Boy Micro. It's pretty cool little unit. Looks nice too. That metal foil sticker on it. Really like
it has that Famicom kind of vibe to it.
I actually saw when I was at one of the game shops today, they had that controller. So that particular that Game Boy Micro in that kind of whatever, it was like a beigeish gold and the gold label.
Mm-hmm.
It's a direct copy of one of the old Game Boy controllers, and they had one in the shop today. I almost bought it just because, you know, just to show it.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of cool, weird controllers out there. But
yeah, there was another one that I thought about getting that I think I might cut out the middle and put a keyboard in it. It's one of the old like big joystick things for Nintendo, but you know, one more project that I won't finish.
Should get one of those ones from Phantasy Star Online. Remember those that it was like a GameCube controller on each side, and then it had a keyboard in the middle. Those are those are pretty cool. You'd probably do something pretty.
Those are rare, man. You
they are.
Not get a hold of that.
Yeah, they are pretty hard to find.
You could make your own though. Just
true.
Glue the controllers on the sides and paint it purple.
Yep. Send it through a bandsaw. And...
So Tree was saying, yeah, he's got the RG 280, the 280 and the 350 and 351. They're all virtually the same. Slight hardware revisions, but yeah, they're good little machines. Definitely looking forward to playing with that thing. I've got a bunch of Sega games. It's like Sega CD that I've been wanting to play on an emulator, but they're very finicky. And once you get it set up, you don't really want to have to do it again. And when you do things on the computer or like an Android emulator app, and there's updates and things break, and you know, I always end up spending like an hour playing with it before I get a chance to play the game. So now I want to have a dedicated device that is just set up and ready to go, so I can actually play it.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll pop back on the stream later anyway, just to when the thing shows up, or record it for later.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a good night, and to everyone watching, be safe out there in cyberspace. Don't catch any viruses.
Have a good evening.
Later.
Bye.